Alright, I felt like fighting a Rathalos, so I'm gonna do that. I see. Well, if I do things that are not so difficult, like emulating fairly current generation games, I'll switch to just regular X264. Alright, since I promised I would provide meaningful commentary, I am... well, what is there to say? I mean, so the basis of Monster Hunter, the two rules are hit the monster and don't get hit. Those are the two rules. But of course that's oversimplifying. I'm using the longsword, which is one of the most powerful weapons in the game. It's pretty ridiculous. I guess I'll get to the specifics of longswording when I actually build the meter. Rathalos, every monster has weak points. Rathalos ow, fuck you. Rathalos' weakest point happens to be his head, so you'll see me focus the head quite a bit, because it deals the most damage. Every monster part takes a certain amount of damage before it either breaks and or staggers. So that's one of the goals, to stagger them. So Rathalos does a lot of flying, and it's really annoying. So I'm going to try to stagger him out of the air constantly by bombing him. So if I reach a stagger point, it interrupts whatever they're doing, and they will just fumble and whatever. So the extra bonus with Rathalos is when he staggers out of the air, he will collapse onto the ground and writhe around helplessly for a while. So there, right there, that was a stagger on the head. Of course, it's important to know monster movements, when to attack, when to get out. You notice that, okay, so right, this attack right there, that's sweepy attack, that's like the trick to longswording. It gives you incredible mobility, and it's your escape option that also happens to hit, so it's pretty ridiculous. There, like that, I'm gonna get out of the way like that. That's what he's doing. He's doing 3 fireballs. So I can try to get him out of the air like this. That. There. So I reach a stagger point. I don't know which body part I hit, but I don't care. I got a stagger. So this is what I get. Alright. Oh, I was gonna evade there, but I wasn't covered. The spirit meter, you can see the green blade on the top left. Underneath that is the spirit meter. You have to build your spirit meter with your longsword. Oh, there, I got a stagger on the tail. You have to build your spirit meter, and you can do this combo that I'm doing right now. Now it's gone to yellow. At yellow, I get a damage boost. At red, I get a humongous damage boost. So it's the reason why this weapon is so ridiculous. Along with just being, you know, how many times I get to hit it. This. Okay, that was bad. I broke the head there, so I'll get a reward for breaking it. It was a sub-quest, and I'll get a break reward. I'll get a piece of his body. I'm gonna go red here. He's gonna roll it. He's angry. A lot of monsters have a tail that's cuttable. If you cut the tail off, A, they don't have a tail, so when they do those tail whips, you know, it's much less scary. I actually got it, even though it wasn't out of the air. So it's much less scary, and you can carve it for a reward. I'm hoping to stagger it one more time. Oh, no, just... oh, shit. Actually, one of the biggest things about Monster Hunter is that monsters are not readily vulnerable to attacks. Like, you have to really... you can't just be in there mashing for the most part. So... you'll notice I get 1 or 2 hits and just get the fuck out, and then reposition, and wait for the next opening. If you get greedy and you try to mash, or you try to get extra hits, you get punished, like I did against what happened like a little while ago. Yeah, you notice that I'm using the sweeping move over and over. Alright, I lost my damage multiplier on my longsword. That really sucks. I wasn't doing a good job of maintaining it. You have to land the entire spirit combo to maintain red bonus, and I have not been touching it at all, so... His wings are also a breakable target, but I don't want the reward so much, and I have a hard time focusing the wings because, I mean, they're high and his head is just right there, so... what am I doing? Just walking around. He's slightly slower, like, this is his normal mode. This is his normal speed. When he gets angry, he gets extra speed and extra damage. When he gets tired, he gets slower, and he does a lot of, like on his charging attacks, he'll collapse afterward. He will taunt a lot more, just because I guess he's tired. Oh, he's angry again. When he's angry, you can see the flames in his mouth right there. Whenever he's angry, he roars, and he goes into a jump back fireball. If you're just in position to be hit by it, well then sorry, you're going to get hit by it. That's a flash bomb. Any monster that's looking in the direction of the flash bomb and it's close enough, they will get stunned with like these stars on their face. And as usual, it's a stagger no matter what. But it was a stagger out of the air, so again, Rathalos collapses onto the ground and I get that bonus time when he does nothing. Oh, I broke a wing. There's probably a lot of bomb damage on it. Okay, so his icon's flashing, he's ready to be captured. I don't know if he's gonna run away. He is, okay. There, I got a Wrath Marrow. I probably could have gone in front of him and set the shock trap, but I don't know. If I mess it up, then I can't place another shock for 5 minutes or something, so let me just wait for him to run away. How's my commentary? Was this useful? Was it less boring? I'm just doing random shit now. No, yeah, I got it. The stream lag is like 10 seconds, so if we're actually gonna have a conversation, it's gonna be like that. So yeah, of course the fundamentals are that you have to know every monster, you have to know every opening, you have to know your weapon, how to use your weapon, so every weapon is fundamentally different, so the game's replayability is really incredible because you pick a different weapon and the fight is completely different. Not to mention, I'm still trying to master, like, punishing some certain monster movements, you know, just figuring out new stuff. So let's try to do another exciting monster. Ah. God damn. I don't know if you were here, but I mentioned they really did the developers did a really good job of making every small monster obnoxious. Every single one is annoying. Oh, and then monsters have elemental weaknesses, certain weapons have elemental bonus damage, etc. You line them up if it's worthwhile, it's not that exciting. But Rathalos is weak to lightning, and this sword is lightning. You weren't here. And I get stuff that I'm gonna send to my box. Flame sack. Let's do... I don't know what to do. Yeah, so this is... Longsword is incredibly powerful, very fluid, very mobile, so it's not a surprise that it's incredibly strong. They nerfed the hell out of it in 3 Ultimate, the kind of sort of expansion pack of this game on Wii U. Oh, I used up a lot of bombs already? Man. Really go through this. Kind of trank bombs too. All of these resources are much easier acquired when you can go online, because the online shopkeepers are different. It's very frustrating playing offline sometimes, actually. You do some farming stuff, and... Excuse me. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. I haven't decided what to fight, so let me think a little bit. Barroth. Diablos is a good candidate. Oh, I didn't actually get to demonstrate the evasion timing, so I will do some of that for sure. Or I'll mess it up. In either case, you're gonna see me try to do it or attempt to do it. Oops. No, that's a terrible thing. Alright, why don't I eat a meal and see what bonuses I get. Nothing's great. Let me try for Slugger. You can eat a meal before every fight. Every meal is a temporary, you know, boost for your next fight. So what did I get? I did not get Slugger. Alright, let's do Barroth. I'll do it with the lance, because you already saw the longsword. Barroth is the first roadblock generally in this game for most newbies, because he's hard, to be honest. He's just a brutal difficulty spike compared to everything you fought before, and even compared to some of the monsters you fight later. Like, there is an angler lanternfish, and there is a female dragon, and I think they're both retarded, and I think Barroth is much more difficult. When you get the hang of him, he's not so bad. Alright, the Lance's gimmick is that it's fairly simple. It has basically one combo. You can make 3 stabs in a row. You can stab forward, which gives you more forward movement, and upward, which gives you not so much movement, but slightly more damage. The more damage is whatever. You should use the stab for positioning, so if you need the movement, you do the movement. Lance and Longsword are the most powerful weapons in the game. The Lance is ridiculous because of the shield, basically. You can go from any stab and cancel into a block, or cancel into a counterattack. It's better than the block. You counterattack. So from any position into a counterattack, it's insane. So you can go forever, basically. So there, that's the basic combo. 1, 2, 3. I bounced on his head. So a roar is supposed to stagger you, like make you cover your ears. You can counterattack that. I actually counterattacked it. I'll do it again. He's roaring again because he's angry. So what's he doing? So many people think the Lance is not mobile because you walk around like this, but the Lance is actually incredibly mobile. It's because you just have to use the evasion properly. Of course, when Barroth does this running back and forth, there's not much I can do about it. This attack is fairly random. Where I'm standing is a fairly safe spot, but I'm never sure when I actually am going to get hit by that nonsense. So right here, that's a counterattack. There's a slow counterattack and a fast counterattack, and a non-counterattack. It depends on like the monster's attack value and what the game determines what kind of guard value you need to quick counterattack it. So by default, I am unable to quick counterattack that. Right? I don't know what happened there. I swear I button there are armor skills. You can equip armor that makes you better at counterattacking, but I don't have any of those. So, oh, his weak point. His head is incredibly armored, as you can probably see. Oh, I get that. And his claws are his weakest point. If you want to use elemental affinities, when he's muddy, he's weak against water. When he's not muddy, his head is incredibly weak against fire. So bow gunners have a pretty interesting time with him if you want to fire elemental attacks, and it's very, it's a very dynamic fight because you blow the mud off his head, then you switch to fire, so your gun has to load both types of ammo. It's pretty interesting. I want to get a evasion off to show you, but he has to do tail whips, not charge. Right here. So there, I probably didn't have to evade that. Oh, I do have to. There, I missed it. I missed stamina. I'd rather say it when I actually pull it off, because it won't make much sense if you don't see it. Not much to say. I tripped him. Oh, so again, the staggers. The first stagger on the leg makes him jump off to the side. The second stagger trips him. These are just some preset values. And you can keep track of staggers. Oh, I just tripped the other leg, and he's ready to be captured. Well, I didn't get it. the evasion. I will at some point. So yeah, you trip his leg once, he'll step, he'll slide, and then you trip him again and he falls over. I think some of the really pro players who like record until they get this really sick time on a monster, they literally count staggers and they know when it's ready to be captured because the stagger points are always the same. So they just focus one spot over and over and over and over, and by, I don't know, X staggers, they know it's ready. His breakables, you can break his claws, you can bash off his head, but you have to use blunt damage, which is, I don't know. His head is a terrible target, so it's blah. Let me use a hammer. I'll use the hammer next. Hammer is very powerful on certain monsters, and it is, in the hands of a capable hammer, it's a really great team support weapon. It's half support, half damage, I guess. I didn't get any shells. I'm gonna monitor my farm. Did I get any shells? I didn't look. Oh, maybe I got one. Well, I guess I'll do a Barioth. It's a little frustrating because you saw me... I only have this one armor set because I'm not far enough to make something better. I have this one for a bowgun. It's different armors give you different skills, but my gun is not ready. My armor's not ready. It's annoying. Oh, it's probably the settings. I probably fixed something. Oh, I only have one. Oh, I can. No. There's a lot that goes into the pre-hunt. Like, you can obviously, you know, pick your inventory, choose what tools you're bringing. For the most part, they're going to be very similar, but it's still, you have to be prepared, especially in online high rank. Okay, so I talked about stagger points. I talked about breaks. I didn't talk about exhaust and knockout. Oh, I got Slugger. That's nice. That probably won't matter. It's still 3 KOs. So wins. If you hit a monster with a weapon that deals stamina damage, aka a hammer, they can exhaust faster. Exhausted monsters I talked about. They move slower. They taunt a lot more, and taunting is good because it's basically they stand there and they roar weakly at you. Barioth is especially vulnerable when he's exhausted. That's because he is insane when he's angry or not, when he's not tired, basically. He jumps all over the place. A lot of people have trouble with him because they don't really have the hang of his movement. So yeah, if you hit a monster with a hammer, it deals exhaust damage. However, if you hit a monster in the head, it deals knockout damage. And that's the hammer's main goal, is to hit it in the head until it knocks out. And... oh, I forgot. Sorry, I gotta redo this. I lost my nice food bonus, but... I forgot, I have to drag him out. I have to fight him differently than when I fight him on console, because on emulator I need to get him out of this area. He's, like, unplayable in here, so... let's go again. Okay, I was saying, your, hunt preparation is very important, and this shows that it is. I forgot my hunting horn. I'll mention something about my armor later on why it's so good. But yeah, the armor system is not difficult, but you could always recognize a noob online when they were wearing nonsensical armor. It really is not hard to understand, and they basically refuse to put in the effort to learn, something this simple. So let's try again. Supply box is nice when you're poor like me, or stingy like me still. Okay, in cold areas, the supply base, the base camp is not cold, but outside it's cold. So you have to take a hot drink to offset it, otherwise your stamina bar decreases very quickly, and not having stamina sucks. In hot areas, you need to take a cool drink, and if you don't, your life drains not so slowly, so this is important. If the supply blocks did not provide this, you would have to bring it yourself. On online play, you do have to bring it yourself, so yeah. Of course, everyone makes mistakes, but still, when someone consistently forgets it, you can, that's annoying. You guys are dicks, so I'm taking care of them. I'm going to try to... Oh, look at me. Suck that pipe. Right, this attempts to bring Barioth to this area because it's not loaded with enemies, so the game won't lag and I can actually play properly. The downside is, I don't know if it's worked, and I might be standing here for like a full 2 minutes wondering. But yeah. What was I saying? I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, so the hammer's primary attack is this one right here. That deals 48 knockout damage. And it gets a small bonus from your sharpness multiplier, which, right, it's not that interesting, and my multiplier is negligible, so not important. Oh, there he is. So every monster has a certain knockout threshold. I know that with 3 super pounds, super pound is the big attack I was showing you. With 3 super pounds, he will be knocked out. So this is why. That can be avoided if you time it very, very well, but it's fine. Right here, this is 2 if I hit it. I got it. Ah, could have evaded that. It's just a selection. I have to get my bombs ready, because this was my point. I kind of have a strategery against this guy. If he turns twice, I'll hit it. Oh, he did twice. Oh, there, so third one. Now it's bonus time. He's gonna be like this for the duration of 2 of these combos. Oh wait, I was talking, I distracted myself. Fuck. I messed it up. This is not what I want to do. Oh, I've messed it up. Oh, good. There. 2 bombs happens to reach the damage threshold for breaking his claw. And it's incredibly important to break his claw. It hinders his movement very much. So that's very important. The second knockout, I forget how many super pounds. It's been a while since I calculated it. But now I'm just going to pound his head until I win. Because, again, the head is most monster resistant. So after this, he's going to lunge forward. And he's going to turn to me, right here. And get another one. Alright, that was probably... I don't know why that went so fast. Usually you can get it clean without trading. Okay, there. The main reason why people have a hard time with... Oh, you saw he slid? He slipped there because his claw is broken, so his, like, cleats, he can't hang on to the ice. Well... most players have a problem with Barioth because most monster movements involve 2 turns after a lunge, like that. So 1, 2, like that. The trick is Barioth doesn't always do that. He often does only 1 turn. So a lot of players have a hard time hammering him. They stand 180 degrees behind him and release with the normal timing. There, okay, I'll talk about that in a second. It looked like I should have gotten hit. There's a reason I didn't. But yeah, most players stand 180 degrees behind him and expect the proper timings to work, but they don't. Barioth often turns only one time, so the goal is to hit him on the first turn. And once you've mastered that, he is just really fun to play, and you can impress people with your Barioth hammering skills, even though it's not super difficult. I messed that up. Okay, so by the 3rd KO and maybe 3 or 4 super pounds, I know he'll be ready to capture, so I'll still use it. That point where it looked like I should have gotten hit but didn't, every time you press the evade button, no matter what weapon, no matter what the evasion action looks like, for a lance it's a little hop. For most weapons it's a roll. I tried it there, but I messed it up. You have a few frames of invincibility. You can evade certain attacks using that duration of invincibility. Depends on the attack and depends how you roll it. This gets abused a lot by top players. So a lot of simple actions, like a tail whip, is very common. You can evade the shit out of that and stay in there all day. So he's exhausted. I didn't get the head with that. That's really issue. Okay, so he's... okay, I was in the wrong position to evade that tail whip. So if I were farther away... Okay, okay, when he's exhausted, he does this every time after every movement. Oops, I'm gonna die. After every movement, he's gonna stand there and catch his breath and growl. And this is why Barioth exhausted is good, except I managed to get it twice. He's gonna backstep and growl. And I get a hit. And there, he slipped again, and he's gonna growl because he slipped. So the claw break is very important, and exhaustion on Barioth. Right there, I evaded it with proper timing and positioning. So there, I know I can get another hit. He will not do the forward lunge because he's not angry. Only when he's angry does he do the forward lunge after that. So the game is... there's a lot to learn, but that's what makes it fun. So, okay, I didn't know if he was going to do something. I might have been able to go with that. Oh, nice. Alright, so he's almost done. I should paintball him in the double chat. I'll talk about my armor soonish. And I will get one bonus uppercut. Oh, I didn't die! Amazing! Oh! That was... I don't know if that was evasion timing or just pure luck. Okay, he is ready. So his little circle's flashing, so he's ready. Let me know if you have any questions. When monsters are hungry, they tend to go hunt. So these, they're called popos, these mammoths. They are the meat source of all the monsters in this area. Most areas have sort of a peaceful cow or things. There, so now he's no longer exhausted. When they eat, they lose exhaustion. And they often enter rage mode as well. So he's raged right now. So he's going to be extra fast, extra damage, and stuff. But he's ready to be captured, so I don't really give a shit. What's my... Maybe I should upload this to YouTube, I don't know. I don't know how to split the video, though. What are my items? Preparation. It's a little unfortunate that Barioth has one more movement when you fight him in his home area, because it's next to walls, and that movement can be punished as well. And it's really impressive looking when you do punish it, and it's fun and it's not that hard. I was talking about my evasion. I said you get a little period of invincibility. You can equip armor that extends that duration of invincibility, just like you can equip armor that makes you guard much better. So yeah. What's that? Garbage. Oh, I guess I could have kept it. Alright, so what have I fought? I fought Barroth, Rathalos, Barioth. I could fight Diablos. Oh, I'm gonna mess it up a lot because it's kind of hard for me without evasion, even though I should still do it. But, that's a shame. It's much better illustrated with evasion. Tranquilizers. Let's make some tranquilizers so I know through these. Yeah, you have any questions, Snacky? Hi. Nothing, no discounts. Okay. I don't know why I talked to him. My bugs? Okay, everything, my farm stuff. Oh, sorry, more housekeeping. Barter economy. Only with him, though. Oh, I can't even get him now. I'm very poor. I'm really sad.
Hi.
What am I doing?
Hi.
Oh. I don't know what's going on. When I stream, my snack talk seems to freeze when I'm in WS. I don't know why. Oh, you went AFK for Bro Team, but you're back. Well, you didn't miss much. I was farming. These are my little farmers, my Mexicans. They grow stuff for me. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Let's grow some more money. I'm not clear what I need. I guess I could farm honey, but I don't have the bonus for it. Oops. No. I don't know when you went AFK, Snacky. Was it after I beat Barioth, the snow monster? Oh, Captain's here. Discounts. I gotta shop a lot. That's better. That's better. Alright, so you didn't miss anything. What else can I do? Let's eat again. Let's let our meal decide. I would like to show you the gun, but the bow gun. It's not ready. It's really shit right now. I guess I could fight something stupid with it. Ah, but I don't have capture guru. It's just a giant pain in the ass. Alright, let's fight Diablos. Oh, you'll notice that, I don't know, I don't know if it's clear to you, but all the monsters are fairly different. I heard that the first Monster Hunter game, the monsters were so bland and similar that it was really shitty. So, you know, it's another credit to this game where every monster has very different movements, and every monster feels, you know, unique, and you're fighting something interesting. So I am really poor. My online characters have rows and rows and rows of the most crucial items, and I'm struggling here. Okay. I tend only to lance Diablos, so I'll do that. I wish I had a character with a greatsword. I could show you that. That's really interesting. I'm bad at it, but it's interesting. Alright, Diablos is, Oh, so I'm gonna be in a hot zone. It's gonna be a desert, so I'm gonna need to take cool drinks, which are right here. Again, otherwise I'd have to bring my own. Take these, because might as well. Only costs a little bit of time. Diablos has 2 horns on his head. If you want the break reward for it, and it's you have to break both of them. Breaking one is insufficient. You must break both. His head is his worst hit zone. So it's a very rare drop. The only way you can get it is by breaking it, and it doesn't take damage well. As a result, I'm going to throw bombs at it, because bombs are flat damage. So that'll do the bulk of the work for me. And the fight is interesting because I can't find him. He starts here. I guess I was too slow. The fight is interesting because you're going to see a different mechanic. You saw me flashbang Rathalos out of the air, Most monsters can be flashbanged, but this one is vulnerable not only to flash bombs, but to something else. And this really sucks. He doesn't like to show up. I could throw random sonic bombs around, but... Giant pain. So I'm in the desert right now, and if I didn't have a cool drink, I would be losing life. It's pathetic. There's Diablos. So this takes the first one off. Boom. And I'll get the other one over time. Right, I'm going to let him dig, because it's interesting. And to be honest, it's much easier, even though it's bored. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's lucky. When Diablos is underground and not raging, you can throw a Sonic Bomb. This causes this thing to... What the heck? 3, 4. I don't know what I was doing. I haven't counted it out. You can do a couple combos like that. So it's 3 combos plus 1 straight attack, and then get ready to flash bomb Diablos out of the air. And because again you're stunning them out of the air, they collapse onto the floor and do nothing like this. So that's nice. Diablos' weakest point is his belly. Oh, I didn't mention, there's 2 types of damage. There's cutting damage and impact damage. So hammer's obviously impact. Lance, long swords and long swords are obviously cutting. Lance is ridiculous because it takes the better of cutting or impact, depending on what the monster is. Right there. Okay, so I evaded again. I used proper timing and I evaded that attack completely. So, yeah, part of the reason why Lance is retarded. Diablos' belly is his weakest point. It's actually weakest to impact, but I'm a Lance, so I get the impact bonus. It's also extremely weak to cutting, so it's whatever. But I get the impact bonus. So Diablos digs a lot. I'm really at his mercy with regard to movement. You can't do anything about the digs if he's not if he's raging. Raging monsters tend to be immune to Sonic bombs. Alright, I counterattacked that one because I wasn't sure. Alright, I blocked it. Because I wasn't sure I could dodge it. I thought I was out of position. Again, it's ridiculous because I can go into a counterattack stance from any attack, so... But I'm unable to counterattack Diablos because his attacks are vicious enough that they break my counter. I merely guard, which is fine with me. I'll take just a guard. Okay, I did the first one, which was the hard one. I messed with the second. I was so excited to dodge. Now, dodge, evade lancing. This is called evade lancing because the primary mode of defense is to evade, not to block. Evade lancing Diablos was really fun. I was really excited when I discovered that I could do it without evasion skills. So that was cool. I can counterattack that. See, that was a counterattack. His tail whip doesn't cause sufficient block damage. Or, you know, it's not a vicious enough attack that it cripples my ability to counterattack. And I need to sharpen it. I haven't seen sharpening yet, but it's not that easy. Of course, your weapon blunts over time. If you don't sharpen it, I mean, so a blunter weapon can bounce when you hit a target. So, and it does less damage with a sharpness multiplier, so you of course want to maintain sharpness. These digging attacks, I do want to talk about them. There's a pattern to them. Some monsters, they're pretty smart because, like, often you'll see me running in circles to wait for their next attack. Because, you know, again, it's not about spamming attacks, it's about looking for opportunities. So we go in circles because monsters tend to attack in straight lines. After every attack, monster tends to be vulnerable. Some monsters, when they attack in straight lines, they'll actually lead you. So if you're running in a circle, they'll predict where you're going to be and aim for that. So Diablos is one of those. On certain dig movements, he'll try to lead your attack, so we'll act active. So the trick is to lead them and then immediately change direction. Right there, I just floated right through that attack with proper timing. On the evasion. Oh, I thought I was out. So yeah, Diablos is fun that way because you can lead him and lead him astray. And yeah, it's fun. there again. Again, I'm running kind of the attack in straight lines. The one where he leads you, that's specifically you have to dig underground for that attack. Oh, tripped him. Oh, I stopped to break his second horn. That was... I couldn't see it. I need to move on. I don't think he's angry anymore. There. That doesn't work if he's angry, but... you can tell from either the black smoke that's coming from his mouth, or his speed. You can just tell from the speed he digs, so I was able to tell from that. Again, I've learned that timing, and he's ready to be captured. Ah, motherfucker. Oh, God! Every small monster. Oh, I felt like that was about to wear off. So yeah, that was evade lancing, and it's really fundamental. I want to say every strong player can evade lance, because it works on a lot of things. Devil Joe, most notably, is when you evade lance Devil Joe, it's really fun, and Devil Joe is just pathetic and helpless. Diablos can be evade lanced, like I showed you. It's easier with the evasion skill, but like I did without, and I messed up a bit, but I'm not very good at it. What else is evasion lanceable? I don't know. Anything with a tail whip, you can evade lance. So the Urgon and Agnactor, the two final big monsters. I don't think they're evade lanceable. I don't think so. I think they need to be guard lanced. You need to have a good counter-attacking skill. Well, that's me. Maybe I just don't know how. I've also spent the least time fighting them because I think they're really hard. This is all kind of junky. Hey, I got a crown. It's just like an achievement system. It's no big deal. What am I doing now? I got some arrows, that's cool. Still can't make that. Oh, I need a tail piece. Yeah, this is when the game kind of gets exciting because you get worthwhile armors. This armor I'm wearing right now is right here on the first page. So, garbage, 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 garbage. There. This is available before you even fight the very first boss of the game, and I've used it through the whole game because it's so good. All this stuff right here, second page, third page, fourth, up to halfway through the fourth page, it's all garbage. None of those things are really worth forging. So, it's when you get to this point where armor actually kind of gets exciting. I just ate a random meal, I don't know what I'm going for. Nothing really, nothing looked good. I'm really thinking about using a gun on something. Stinging, wrapping, that's what I want. Stinging, wrapping. Oh, I can't make that. Oh, I need a Rathalos. Ooh, that's rough. Well, I can skip the wrapping. This one. I'm just gonna make this because I need it. Or not. I really don't want to fight with such a terrible gun. My gun is so bad. Alright, I want to fight a Giganox. I'm not sure how I want to do it. Oh, sorry, Snacky. I'm being really indecisive because I don't know what to do. Let's just do this. I haven't done it like this since 1999. Alright, yeah, I'm pretty tired and I'm obviously lagging on this, stalling. Let me do one hunt. I don't know, I feel like I've said a lot. I'm not sure there's much more to say. Well, I didn't talk about armor, but like I said, it's not that interesting. I've got an Ice Lance against a monster in the ice area. It's not because he's weak to ice, it's because it's my best lance. I have nothing else, no other suitable lance, so I'm just using this one. It is the Giganaut. It starts here. And I always use a bowgun against it, so I'm really not sure how to fight it. So this may be very poor compared to my other fights, which, to be honest, went fairly well. Especially, yeah, I thought it went really well. I was too slow to counter. That's okay. So, oh, I evaded the first one. The second one, I evaded the whip part, but walked into his hand, which are doing. There, okay. I counterattacked the whip. The second whip didn't hit. This game is funny because if you've blocked, it considers both those movements one attack. If you've blocked one, you do not need to block the second one. So it's kind of bizarre. Did I get this right? Damn it! Too early. It's been too long. This monster's annoying. Flopping. Flopping about. Again, it would be much better if I had a fire weapon. In fact, it would be overbearing. I don't have the means to make a fire weapon. Yeah, I tried to counterattack it, but I wasn't facing it, so I failed to block it. Also, bad. It's really unavoidable after I suffered the war. Poison does what you would expect it to do, but I have an antidote. It's in the box. Oh yeah, I don't have much else to say, so yeah, I'm just go to sleep now. Again. That was pure luck. Whoa. That didn't move. I'm gonna try to break his belly. That's why I brought a lance. The game is very finicky about what it considers the belly, so. Alright, good night, Snacky. Oh no. Going well, this fight. sharpen. Oh, I broke the chest. Sucking on me.